Well, good Sunday morning, friends. Actually, not just Sunday morning, game day morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football gods. How's everybody doing on this Sunday morning? It is game day. It is another one of those 17 opportunities to prove that you belong as one of those teams that deserves to be in the playoffs, challenging for a Super Bowl. And it's time for the Dallas Cowboys to get back on track. You know, sometimes the Dallas Cowboys make you drink. They honestly will make you drink because you're sitting here and whenever the Cowboys are expected to do something, it just seems like it does not happen. But it is what it is. You know, there's never a dull moment when it comes to the Cowboys. We have some guys that are playing that are a little bit nicked up. We should have Zeke Elliott back in the mix, as well as DeMarcus Lawrence is a little banged up. We're going to be seeing more of Sam Williams. You know, I love Sam. You know, I always loved him for
45. There are two rules to remember if you want to have a good time. Rule number one, never run out of Colt 45.
Never run out of Colt 45.
Never forget rule number one.
Never forget rule number one. Anyway, we have some other news that doesn't have anything to do with the game today. Just about a half hour ago, Odell Beckham's people have announced that he is going to be doing some visits with the New York Stinking Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, which probably won't take place until after Thanksgiving. Of course, nobody's home in Dallas. They are in Minneapolis tonight, and tomorrow will be a travel day. Of course, there's Thanksgiving on Thursday, so it probably will be after Thanksgiving. But Odell wants to have a deal in place by the end of November to be working out with the team. He's looking for a long-term deal. We're not sure exactly what that means, how much that means, but you have to figure that the floor is probably a Michael Gallup deal. I can't see him taking less than what Michael Gallup is, which is about $11 million a year. Probably hoping that he can get to $20 million a year looking at some of the other receivers, but I think somewhere around $15 million. And the Cowboys, apparently understanding this, are taking the meeting. We don't know when he comes in. Is this just, hey, we're going to look at the facilities? Is this going to be a physical to check him out to see, is he going to be ready to be able to play? How good is it? Is this going to be, we're going to go catch some passes from Dak Prescott? Is this going to be wined and dined with Jerry Jones? The thing you could say about Jerry Jones, and there's a lot of things you can say about him, if he wants a player and he gets him to stop in Dallas, they don't leave without a contract. So if the Cowboys end up being the first ones there, well, actually, if he ever gets to Dallas, if Jerry wants him, he will be a Dallas Cowboy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Now, the Cowboys are taking on, of course, the Minnesota Vikings. And the Minnesota Vikings have that 8-1 record that you look at and you say, man, they're unbeatable. But this year, this year's kind of crazy. There's not really a juggernaut team because everybody has had ups and downs. Right now, Kansas City seems to be the consensus best team in football, but you saw them lose to the Colts. You saw the Eagles, you know, who were considered the best team in football, all of a sudden have problems against the run and lose to the left hands up Commanders. And as we go through with the Vikings have two really big wins. One being the Bills on the road, which is huge. But you have to look at that and say, you know, Josh Allen had the hurt elbow and was basically a game-time decision. Although they did score 33 points in overtime against that Bills defense, which is one of the top scoring defenses in the NFL. So you look at that and say, yeah, well, they did some damage. And they also beat the Miami Dolphins 24-16. be it, though, without Tua. But when you start looking at some of the other games that they won, they beat the Cardinals 34-26. They beat the Commanders 20-17. They beat the Bears 29-22. The Saints 28-25. The Lions 28-24. Of course, losing to the Eagles 24-7 on Monday night and beating the Packers 23-7. You look at that and say, they're really close games. Close games against teams that, if you are that 8-1 juggernaut, that aren't that close. So they are beatable. The thing that you look at, and I think this is where Sam Williams can be the X factor today, because Kirk Cousins is not good against the blitz. And I feel like the Cowboys will be blitzing a lot today. It's going to be interesting to see what the alignments look like, knowing that we're going to be playing Sam Williams more. Are they going to be able to stop Dalvin Cook? Because that's going to be key. And, of course, you've got the premium matchup of Diggs and Justin Jefferson. So we got a lot of stuff going on here, of course. Now, the question being, and I want to play this from ESPN, Jimmy Johnson, who knows the Dallas Cowboys better than anybody else, who is doing his book tour right now. I want to play the interview with him on First Take about the Cowboys.
Compete for its Super Bowl championship, and last time I checked, the quarterback position is an incredibly pivotal position. And if your quarterback is surrounded by guys who have the capability to get it done, then it comes down to you because of the priority of your position. If you are a big-time quarterback, you can win the Super Bowl with this Dallas Cowboy team. Am I off kilter for saying that?
Well, just like you look against the Packers, a game which, I felt like they should have won. If CeeDee Lamb goes in front of the safety instead of going behind him, it wouldn't have been an interception. And that one touchdown could have been the difference in the ball game. So you look at the supporting cast has got to play better as well as Dak. Now, I'm not saying Dak's played fantastic. No, he hasn't been as sharp since he's come back from the injury. By the same token, the supporting cast has got to be better as well.
Okay.
You know what's interesting, Jimmy, and it's great to have you with us here. Think about the NFC quarterbacks who are right now in an opportunity to get to a Super. Nobody knows about Hurts in a fourth quarter in a big game.
Right.
I know he's played great, but you got to see more. Everybody can't stand Cousins, including my little partner over there on these Wednesdays. And then you throw in Garoppolo, who everybody, they were going to play Lance. So to me, the four best, and Daniel Jones, let's leave Brady and Rodgers out. There's a lot of question marks at the game's most important position when it comes to the NFC playoffs, which makes it very interesting. Let me hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think when you look at the AFC, of course, you're going to look at Kansas City and Buffalo, but you look at the NFC, there's 3 or 4 teams. You could throw a dart at any one of them, and they got a shot at making it to the Super Bowl. Whether or not it's Philadelphia or Minnesota, Dallas, the 49ers, Tampa. You take any one of those teams can make it, because I don't think any one of them is that strong. They're good teams. I don't think any one of them's a great team.
Coach, I don't know if you can see me right now, but I'm holding up this book. Okay, this book right here. I don't know why you're frowning. You're living a good life. You got a smile on your face every time I see you. You live better than most. I'm scared of fishing like you and Bill Belichick like to do. I'm scared to get on that damn boat. You'll never see me on there. I'm scared of the ocean. But I'm going to tell you this, Coach.
I'd probably throw you in the water.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that, Coach? Why would we do such a thing to me? Oh, Coach, that hurt. But let me ask you this question, okay? See, the book is entitled Swagger, right? And it's got blue in the background, those cowboy blue colors. We know you won back-to-back Super Bowls with the Cowboys, so that automatic identification is going to kick in. When is the last time, in your estimation, the Cowboys have been entitled to have swagger?
Ooh.
Well, swagger is winning. And so they won a little, but they haven't won great. So, until you win and put a ring on your finger, I don't know that you can have swagger.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? See,
and I got a bunch of rings, Stephen A.
That's why I love you.
I got a bunch of rings.
That's why I love you. 1964 national champion, Miami, 1987 national champion, 2-time Super Bowl champion. You got rings. See, have I ever had a problem with you? No, because Jimmy Johnson wins, okay? But the rest of these dudes, I got questions about. Doggy, the floor is yours.
Oh, what a great coach. Jimmy, let's ask you a history question with you. I know you were young, and I know Jerry's impossible. I do know that. In essence, when you look back, did you make a mistake leaving Dallas after winning? You would have won 2 or 3 more. Did you make a mistake leaving Dallas and ending up in Miami?
No, I left Dallas. I wasn't having fun. The first Super Bowl, I was ecstatic. Tom Landry's one of the greatest coaches of all time. But he had 3 straight losing seasons. He was 3-13, worst team in the league. They were, they didn't have a lot of talent, and I was very proud to take that team and win a Super Bowl. The second Super Bowl, Emmett holds out the first couple of weeks. We struggled. We got a target on our back. Everybody in the organization wanted more accolades, more money, a new contract. And so, it was a struggle as far as that second year, the second Super Bowl. And so I wasn't having fun. And then, of course, Jerry and I were starting to clash over the contract. And so I said, hey, there's no need for me to continue with this. I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and so I moved to South Florida and went to, Fox NFL Sunday, and where I've had a ball with my guys. And you talk about the Miami thing. Hey, I would have loved to have won another Super Bowl there. We went to the playoffs 3 straight years. We won a couple of playoff games, but we didn't win a Super Bowl, so that was a disappointment.
All right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube.
There you go. Jimmy Johnson. They've won some games, but really don't have a swagger. So we'll see if the Cowboys can get a swagger going. And I've got to get ready for game day here. I hope you tune in. We'll start out at 12:45. We believe we'll have E2 Blue in the house. Rashid will be here. Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction should be here. I think David Wiley. We'll have the crew here. So be sure to tune in for what I think is the best Dallas Cowboys game day. And you know how we roll.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jogo Sports Report.
And the only thing else I got to say is